Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is City Skylines. As the morning breaks over the new area of our city, so the transport tower there is a bit of a giveaway. We've got I've had a harebrained notion of what I'm going to get up to today. So here's what we built last time. As you can see, the tax office, not at all living in the shadow of every other building. Frankly, I don't need them to be particularly cheerful. They're the tax office. Look at all this lovely stuff. Look, smashing. Splendid amount of growth going on. While you were away, I filled in a little more. We were talking last time around form versus function, and we've made a bit of a nod towards form, but for the most part, we've been dealing with function so far. And the challenge that I'm kind of setting for myself is, can we serve both masters at the same time? Can we make something that is both, pretty attractive to look at and actually does its job? That's the challenge right there. The answer at the moment, well, based on historical performance. Why are none of these roads hooked? Yes, based on historical performance is, no, you either get one or the other. So we're going to try and resolve that. But today we're doing something else. We're still driving towards having a large enough population to be able to use nuclear power to resolve our power kind of hybrid system that we've got going on right now. Look at this for a mess. Look at it. Just hot dog vans parked up in the middle of the road. They do not care. Yeah, so we're ticking up towards 34,000, which is where we want to be. But I had a notion. You know how sometimes I get a notion, and bad things happen as a result. Now, I quite like this little bit of road here. Yes, everything slows down a touch, but it does for the most part. I mean, look, you can see it's not allowing queues to form. The occasional bit of stop-go action we can live with. Queues are what we can't. What I was thinking is there are two fundamental things that I need to build soonish. One of which is a prison, the other of which is an airport. In order to further the growth of the city. Now, you, like everybody else, and I'm thinking prison island kind of an idea. Why wouldn't you? Alcatraz being, a famous prison of note. And then I thought, well, we're going to have to get over this side somewhere. So I thought about, well, we could peel off over here and run the highway around the outside and connect up onto there. And I thought, well, actually, that's a terrible route. What you want is you want to come out from here, or at a push here. But this one has got way more going on, and therefore that might not be quite so wise. So, yeah, so I've only thought about it so far because it's going to lead to disaster. Can I build a junction here that serves the, 1, 2, where are we going? 3, 4 exits down there, that also deals with the, 4 lanes of highway we've got going on, and deals with getting across the river? Answers on a postcard, if you will be so kind. I'll tell you what the answer is. The answer is you're going to regret it. That's the long and the short answer that I have given myself is you will be sorry you tried this, because it's not going to look good when it's done. So off we go. First things first. Now, I have seen people build far nicer bridges than me, but those people, and you know who you are, those people tend to use the terrain tool in order to flatten things out first. And you know what? That makes them fairly smart. I don't mind a certain amount of uneven terrain, but my gosh, does it make it difficult when it comes to building something that's not just a little bit ugly. So anyway, here we go. We're going to try and go across there, and I want to try and do it in such a way. I might end up going one way out here and another way back in there. That certainly solves, a couple of potential issues. But what would just be amazing is if we could get this to get this to go over in a relatively pleasant fashion. How do we feel like that? Right about there. Okay. Okay, so far so good, and I think we're high enough that we could just about get shipping under there as well. So, yes, I know I'm facing the wrong way, but you've seen me do this before. We'll flick it back around the right way when we're done. Okay, there's going to be some deleting action going on in there. But that's not too bad. Right, let's pause up the game here. Yeah, I'm about to destroy that structure, and that's why I clicked the ball button. This was a nice tip, this one. Instead of doing anything with electricity pylons, use parks to spread your electricity to those hard-to-reach places. Yes, it is more expensive than using an electricity pylon, but electricity pylons are, 1, ugly, and 2, don't make people happy, whereas parks, they make everybody happy. So there you go. That's a useful tip. I'd love to tell you exactly who it was, but as ever, can't remember. So let's just say it was Barney the purple dinosaur. There you go. Friend of Barney's. More likable, less prone to singing insipid songs. So thanks for that one, Bernie. Yeah, no, good tip. I like it. Are those just slightly doing the splits there? They are just slightly doing the splits. You know, place it quickly, delete quickly. That's a veiled reference to marry in haste, repent at leisure there. I feel like that looks pretty close. Go on, give me a measurement from the other bridge here. You should be able to detect that I'm trying to do something in parallel. No? So what I'll do is I'll just, you see, we've not quite got this perfect here. Right, give me the tower. Give me the tower in the right place. There we are. Now, between you and me, this might make this bit of road just slightly wiggly. Given that I am, judiciously employing the wiggly tool. Come on, get in there. Right, okay. How does that look? If we look at it from a distance, say over there, yeah, from here, looks magic. How does it handle close up? I think we might have got away with that. Not so bad, not so bad. Bit of a kink in it there. I can probably fix that. Obviously, they're both facing the same way at the moment, which is not what we're after. Actually, which way do I want it? Traffic's travelling on that side, so that's this. This one needs to be flipped around. Okay, alright, flip yourself. No, look. Don't just click things randomly, man. Otherwise you're going to end up, spending money needlessly. And while that is kind of your thing, don't. Okay, right. We need to put some parks back in here to get the electricity moving again. That's a big old beast of a park, isn't it? Let's come up with something a little bit more civilized. We have one of those. One of these. Let's get some of that in here. There we go. That should be enough to, not quite enough to spread the power. Obviously, it's gonna, it'll pick up a little bit more power once I switch it back on again. In fact, I'm gonna bung it on a couple of those down there. Just to give everybody the happiness. Giving people the happiness is kind of important. Okay, right, on to the really challenging bit, and I do not have a plan. It's going to involve a roundabout. I think it's going to have to. It might involve using 3 decks as well. But, you know what? You didn't ever get anywhere without deleting a bunch of road and then go, oh, push ahead and delete all that road. So you will recall, we started out today by looking at this section and going, oh my gosh, it is handling a lot of traffic, and it's handling it really rather well. Well, you know, never settle for doing something well. Why settle for doing something well when you can do something more complicated and badly? Okay, now, if I were to put a big circle in here and link all of these bits of highway up to it, I guarantee you one fundamental thing. It will be jammed from here to eternity. There is no debate to be had on that in the slightest. It will be jammed forever because there is too much traffic coming down here. So what I need is for this route here. Give me a bell. I need this top deck to be able to move without any kind of hassle, any interference whatsoever. This secondary deck I then need to get to pretty quickly so that we can feed all of the kind of offshoot traffic that is actually going into town. Okay, so, you know, think of it as how it was working just now. But what we also want to do is we want to feed these two. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. All right, well, let's try some things and see what we get. It's the easy approach. Right, if we do... what do we feel about that? We feel that's bad. That's what we feel about that. Let's go for 10 and see if that's straighter. Not really, no. Okay, let's go for 12 and see how that pans out. Better. Okay, let's just put that in and see how it sits. It sits pretty handsomely as it happens. Okay, right, well, and then what we could do here is the only thing that the road side of this game doesn't do especially well is road mergers. So if you ever, you know, if you ever take to any road anywhere in the world of a kind of highway nature, what we say was good? 12, don't we? Right. Give me that. Yes, that's right. Let's go 12. I'll take it around the corner. Yeah, like that, but not like that yet. Let's go down to... Oh, no, that's ground level. One of those ones here. Yeah, the one thing it doesn't handle well is road mergers. You know, every highway you're ever going to drive on, they spend an awful lot of time merging, you know, bits of highway in with each other. Look, this is going to work. Trust me, it's going to work and it's going to look great. But I need you to cooperate. Otherwise, it's not going to work and it's not going to look great. I want you to get over the top of there, and you want to do it. I sense that it's the thing that you want more in the world is to do this for me. Alright, how does that look? Come on, flash blue again so I can see what you're doing. No, that's horrible. What about over here? See, you know, if I could get you out over there like that, I could then merge that other piece in, and you know, there would be singing and partying and Lionel Richie. What was that? Let's put it in and see what it looks like. Well, it's using up a whole load of real estate, I'll tell you that. Do we think that that is a viable course there? Well, it is a viable course if I can do something like this. See, it's the one thing the game doesn't do, is it doesn't handle road mergers in any way that is helpful in the slightest. And don't get me wrong, you know, having limitations in a game, what else is new? I mean, games are going to have limitations. But if I could figure out just how the heck to get this around here in such a way that makes me happy. pull it right in and make sure I get it right. Oh, look at that. That's got a certain amount of promise. Give me the straight line thing, and then yeah, I mean, unless we can, I think we can do that in a slightly more attractive way. Yeah. Look, we're going to declare this a prototype, okay? And we'll see what it looks like. Hey, that's not bad. The only challenge that now remains is keeping this top deck running along so that it connects up over there, and keeping the bottom deck doing the same thing. Ideally merging with one another. But as far as getting onto that bridge is concerned, that's pretty cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to take these corners out, given that we have already demonstrated a willingness of connection. Plumb these back in. And don't get me wrong, this is the easy bit comparatively, because we have to do the other side of the system as well. Let's do the top one first. How does that look? Well, it's not the best corner you've ever done, but no, we don't want some suspension bridge in the middle of town. If it's all the same to you. Right. Give us the wiggler. The only thing you haven't done is connected up to the top deck. Remember that. You're going to need to. That's kind of important. Okay, right, so that's that. Now let's see if I can do anything to actually connect this back up to those spurs that we just had. See, that would be perfect. See, equally I can do that. And that was great. Where's the problem with that? Great and yet unhelpful. I mean, do we really need... Do we need it to come off both decks? Only if you don't join those decks together in some fashion. And when you started out you had that more or less resolved. Right. So here we go. There you go. That was thought one. Thought one. No, not interested. Not working. Let's give thought 2 a try. Yeah, all about that. I'm all about that. Right, now that's far more elegant. The only thing that we can't do... look, I mean, the only way you get onto the bottom deck is by choosing to do so all the way back here. I guess that's actually not too bad. And I suspect that's going to lead to some traffic madness. Equally, look at that for a bit of a... downhill slope there. Try that again. No, this, no. Bulldozer off. Cool. Right, look, a nice, gentle, slopey slope would be fabulous if it's all the same to you. How do we feel about that? That's better. Okay, right. So that means it can go that way. Brilliant. Now we want to do the same in reverse. And of course, you know, I haven't forgotten that this is... You know, this is why people use clover leaves. Because, you know, they're kind of designed with this sort of manoeuvring in mind. But I don't like the look of it. Yeah, that's nice. Ish. Kinda. Good enough. Alright, let's hook this back on. You up here. There you go. Yes, it's another senseless junction, but it's fine. Alright? Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. And then what do we want to do here? Well, we want to do the same thing here, I guess. Can you... that'll do. I mean, that's horrible. So let's not do that. And to be honest, I could do one of my mid-road junction fandangos in there, which I'm really quite pleased work. All right, let's connect up this next one here. Admittedly, this was working just fine when we got here, and I just made work for myself previously. But that's why you're watching, right? You don't watch for excellence. If you're watching for excellence, I would suggest you're in the wrong place. Right, up here, up to there, like that. Right, and then from your perspective, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, pal, but I expect it's either going to be under or over. Just hold on for that. That's going to be exciting. Okay, so basically all I've managed to do here is connect the bridge up to one side of it, while simultaneously getting rid of all of the good junction stuff that I had here before. As far as scores are concerned for this particular maneuver, I think I'm going to score this as 0. Now the question is, can I get... So you're coming this way, and you might want to go over there. This way, over there. This, there. And then, potentially, from this way, here. This, here. Huh. Right, well, let's just start doing this and see what happens. Right, yeah. Alright, that's up to level 3 there. There is no way I'm going to get that over the top of there. Right, okay, well, if we can't go up, let us go down. Go that bit further. We could go under. You know, I mean, it's cheating. I mean, it's not, obviously. It's, you know, a totally legitimate thing to do. But it feels like cheating because it might just be too flaming easy. Although, apparently the space is already occupied. Occupied by what? I've no idea. But then you could come out the other side dramatically swooping round and getting onto the bit of road that we want. How do you feel about that? Because I feel excited to be a part of it. Yeah, that's good. Oh, come on. Come on! There we go. Something like that. How does that look in reality? Incredibly dangerous. That's how that looks in reality. Alright, well, you know, let's just have another crack at it and see what the future holds. Good. Why do you want to do that? That's almost like you've just done the same thing again. Incredibly dangerous. That's don't forget to renew your car insurance, kind of in there, that one. Okay, right. Let's go back to the underground. If I can get up top side a little bit faster, maybe that will give me another choice or two. I have a feeling that's going to be no choice at all, and that's just going to do exactly the same thing again. Okay. When going one way doesn't work, go the other way. That's pretty much what they say in the highway code. How about that? That feels okay. Down there. Alright. Why are you insisting on putting a kink in? I don't fully understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. Anyway, we're going to run with that. Declare partial victory. What the hell we are? That's horrible. Okay, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call it there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to, I know you love finishing when I'm midway through something, so I'm finishing while I'm midway through something. Offer your suggestions. Regulars will be aware that they usually record 2 episodes episodes at a time, and this is the second of those 2 episodes. So here is your challenge. Get yourself onto Microsoft Paint, draw me the diagram of what I should be putting together. Or don't. It's entirely up to you. You can be verbal about it. What you want to do is you want to bend the road round the outside, isn't it? Right, thanks very much for watching. Didn't get very far today, but this is going to be amazing if it works ever. I will probably crack on with it, or at least try out and find a solution before I speak to you again. And in order for you to turn up when I do that, subscribe. See, that's like a natural segue into a good, valid reason why you should be subscribing. Thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck us a like, and I'll catch you very soon. Cheerio.
Listen.